The Arizona Cardinals, per Ian Rappaport, have put corner Sean Murphy-Bunting on the reserve non-football injury list, ending his 2025 season before it began. Season is done.
Welcome to the starting lineup, Will Johnson. If you look at the
reaction, yes.
If you look at the Cardinals depth chart, Sean Murphy-Bunting, behind him, Will Johnson. So I would imagine you're really happy you drafted Will Johnson right now. Sean Murphy-Bunting is a good football player, 27 years old. He was one of their free agent signings last year. He played in 15 games. He had 3 interceptions. Pro Football Focus grades, if you care about that, they're not the greatest. He was 147th overall out of 222 cornerbacks.
Wait, give me that number again, please.
147th out of 222 with an overall grade of 56.5.
Okay.
Snap count last year, 725, 3 pass breakups, 3 interceptions. But a veteran. He's a veteran. This is a guy that's been in the league for a while. Sean Murphy-Bunting was a second-round pick for Tampa Bay in 2019. He was with them for 4 years, then Tennessee, and now the Cardinals. So you're dealing with a guy who's got 82 games under his belt. Well, Will Johnson doesn't have any. So it's a big blow. It's a big blow for them. I wonder now if they have to look outside to try to bring another cornerback in to try to find somebody else, or if this just means, hey, we drafted Will Johnson, we're going to let him roll.
Yeah, our brains are racing a little bit because it's like I say, this literally just dropped in our laps right before we went on the air. To your point about what they do now, I mean, here's the first thing that comes off the top of my head. Okay, is that I think with the guys they drafted and the guys they're developing within the system, that Sean Murphy-Bunting was probably going to get squeezed out anyway this season with the young guys between Max Melton and Star Thomas and the 2 guys they drafted, Will Johnson in particular, that Sean Murphy-Bunting was probably, and I don't mean to be cold here, but was probably going into his last year as a Cardinal anyway, given all the young players that they've drafted, that he was kind of more of a stopgap guy and maybe he was signed to be so. That being said, without him, they are awfully young in the room. And not that Sean Murphy-Bunting is an old guy. He's not. He's 27. Mm-hmm. Boy,
Max Melton.
They are young.
Denzel Burke.
Young in the room. Right. Will Johnson, Denzel Burke, Star Thomas. Max Melton, Garrett Williams, Elijah Jones. Garrett Williams more of a slot guy, but you know what I mean? Like, you look at the room now, and what's the average age in the room? 23?
It's young.
24?
It's young.
It's young. And so from a playing time standpoint, maybe they don't need to go out and get anybody, but from an insurance, hey, you might want to have somebody who, can rent a car in the room. You might want to go get that guy, because right now you don't have somebody in the room who could rent a car if they had to. Maybe go find that guy just in case.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that pops into my mind.
Yeah, that's not good if they're on any away trips and anything like that. And the cornerback group is like, hey, we're gonna have to Uber. Can't rent a car.
I mean, and I'm being facetious, obviously, but you know what I mean, right?
Like, you still got to be 25. You still got to be 25 to rent a car?
Lauren, who's in her mid-20s, over 25,
still got to be 25 to rent a car?
Be 25 to rent a car.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think from a talent standpoint, I think they have better options on the roster. I feel like
that Will Johnson's a better football player.
Yeah. I feel like Sean Murphy-Bunting. I mean, he wasn't that great last year, and I don't know what the injury is. We're still waiting on details, and Gambo's done the Gambo thing, and at some point, if you're watching on YouTube and you see Gambo fly out of here, it means that he got a call from somebody, and he's going to get some information, and we're going to pass it along to you, and hopefully that happens.
37 receptions allowed, 59th among all the cornerbacks, so 37 receptions allowed. The 3 interceptions put him 8th. He had 40 solo tackles. That rated him 68th. I mean, he's a veteran. I mean, it's not to say that he's a shutdown corner. He's not a true shutdown corner. He's just a veteran and knows how to play. Uses his skills. It wasn't like he was so bad last year they decided to cut him and get rid of him, but they did go out and use a second-round pick on a cornerback because it was a position of need. They need to develop their own guy that could be a star cornerback. He's got decent size at 6 feet, 195 pounds. We've had him on the show before, Sean Murphy-Bunting.
Yep.
So this is a blow. This is a blow. Anytime you lose a guy who is listed as a starter And he is. He's listed as a starter.
Sure.
Now, could Will Johnson have beat him out and won the job? Of course he could have. But at this point, you are still losing a quality player on your roster.
Yeah, and the other thing that springs to mind is, okay, yes, it's a good thing they drafted Will Johnson, but now pressure is probably the wrong word, but I don't know what other word to use. There is pressure on Will Johnson now to stay healthy in his first year in the NFL, right? Like any kind of soft landing that maybe you had for Will Johnson always hurt. Hey, we'll take our time. We'll ease him in. That might be out the window now. That might not be an option for the Cardinals
What
now.
this does more than anything is it just makes it, you really can't afford to have another injury on that cornerback room. Like, you need those guys to stay healthy. Now, easier said than done, but, when you lose somebody now for the season in May, a guy that was a starter, now, okay, you're down a guy. You don't want to be down two guys. So it just makes, the importance of making sure you have quality depth. Now, listen, we had Elijah Jones in here, with us. He was the kid out of Boston College. He was a third-round pick by the Arizona Cardinals, but he was injured last year. We didn't see him play. There are guys on this roster that they like. There are guys on this roster that may be able to step up. So you look at there are plenty of players that they have. Keitrell Clark is another guy, another cornerback out of Louisville. He was a sixth-round pick in 2023 on the roster at cornerback. You're right. It's a very, very young room, but there's a lot of talent there, and they will have to see how they feel about what they have.
In case you're curious, if you're out there listening, I just pulled up, I had it bookmarked, the top 101 free agents of 2025 on NFL.com, and they do a nice job of eliminating names as they sign.
You got somebody?
No, I've got names. I don't know if any of them you're going to love. Asante Samuel Jr. is still unsigned. He was the 21st ranked free agent according to NFL.com. Scrolling down, Stephon Gilmore, the 34-year-old cornerback, ranked 78th on the list. Rasul Douglas, age 31, ranked 80th on the list.
He was once here.
He was, yes, a matter of fact. It's a good call. Yes, he was.
He was once here.
Mike Hilton, age 31, is ranked 95th on the list, and that's it. Among the top 101 free agents when free agency began, those are the only corners that are still available on that list.
Did you say Gilmore? Stephon Gilmore?
Stephon Gilmore, yeah.
God, that guy's got to be... He's
34. He's 34 years old. 34 years old. And yet they have him as the 78th. They had him as the 78th best free agent available. They've got him like number 10. I just looked, and yes, nobody in the Cardinals' corner room can rent a car. Denzel Burke is 22. Keitrell Clark is 24. Jaden Davis is 23. Will Johnson is 22. Elijah Jones is 25. Max Melton is 23. Sterling Thomas is 25. Garrett Williams is 23. Boy. Public transportation for the corners on the Arizona Cardinals.
We got to look into changing it. Why can't you rent a car if you're 24 years old? Doesn't that seem ridiculous? Doesn't that seem ridiculous?
Okay, do you remember you as a driver when you were 24 years old? I wouldn't rent you a car. Nobody should have rented me a car.
Well, you've got insurance.
Well, it's expensive insurance when you're 24. Because what's the motivation for that 24-year-old to treat that rental car nicely? That's just a rental. What do I care? I'll drive over that.
Stereotyping all 24-year-olds. Some people raise their kids the right way.
Yeah, maybe they need to change the rule. Sean Murphy-Bunting out for the season for the Arizona Cardinals with a non-football injury. When the details come in, we will let you know. But a greater emphasis on the young players in the room, no doubt about it.
Thanks for watching Burns and Gambo. Click to see more from the guys and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona sports.